Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D. This time I bring to you another review of the Rocky franchise. This time around, it's Rocky 5. Now, my vid for the last movie, I said was from 1989. I made a slight error. It was 1990 when it came out, so I humbly apologize for that. So anyway, now this time they brought back the director of the original Rocky, John G. Avildsen, back again, and Erwin Winkler and Robert Charoff once again produce. Now Sly, old Sylvester Stallone, returns as the title character, of course, and he wrote the script. Bill Conti returns to do the soundtrack after being absent from the last one. Also, we have Talia Shire and Burt Young back in the roles of Adrian and Polly, plus Sly's real-life son, Sage, in the role of his son, Robert, aka Rocky Jr., plus we have Tommy Morrison and Burgess Meredith in his final performance. He managed to appear in a flashback, kind of footage of a flashback, but I'll explain that, before he passed away the previous year. Anyway, the film was released in late 1990 and was a major disappointment at the box office, as it was released right at the time Home Alone came out. So anyway, now of course this shows a little bit of the events in the end of the last movie. Immediately after his victory over Ivan Drago in Russia, Rocky and his wife Adrian, brother-in-law Paulie, and trainer Tony Duke Evers return to America, where they're greeted by Robert. Now, boxing promoter George Washington Duke, that's Richard Grant, I forgot to bring him up, attempts to goad Rocky into fighting his boxer Union Kane, who is now the top-rated challenger, but Rocky declines the offer, but Duke decides to find another way. But if that's not enough, after he returns home, it is discovered that Paulie unknowingly had Rocky sign a power of attorney over to Rocky's accountant, who had squandered all of his money on real estate deals gone sour. In addition, the accountant had failed to pay Rocky's taxes over the previous 6 years, and his mansion had been mortgaged to a lot of money. His lawyer confirmed this, but tells him that he is fixable with a few more fights. Rocky briefly considers accepting the fight with Kane, but having experienced complications following the battle with Drago, Adrian urges him to see a doctor, and he is diagnosed with cave of septum pellucidum. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. And reluctantly, Rocky retires from boxing. Shortly thereafter, Rocky's home and belongings are sold to pay the debt, and they move back to their old working-class neighborhood in Philadelphia. Rocky visits his old trainer, late Mickey Goldmill, following his death. Mighty Mick's gym, which was willed to his son by Mickey following his death, which has fallen into disrepair. So, seeing a vision of himself and Mickey from years past, Rocky draws inspiration to become a trainer himself and reopens the gym. Soon after, Rocky and Paulie meet a young fighter from Oklahoma named Tommy Gunn. And I believe, yes, that's Tommy Morrison. Well, apparently, he impresses them in a sparring match, but ultimately approves to be too aggressive. He then suggests that Rocky become his manager. He declines at first, but eventually agrees to take him under his wing. So training him gives Rocky a sense of purpose. Gunn rises to become a top contender. Well, Rocky becomes so distracted with the training and he ends up neglecting his son who is being bullied at school. After learning to defend himself, young Robert falls in with the wrong crowd and becomes withdrawn toward his family. Then, meanwhile, Union Kane wins the vacant world heavyweight title. Still wanting to do business with Rocky, Washington sees Gunn's knockout streak and relationship with Rocky as a way of gaining control of him. So he showers Gunn with luxuries and promises him that he is the only path to a shot against Union Kane for the title. So on Christmas Eve, Washington visits the Balboa house and with Gunn to explain the new scenario. Well, however, Rocky insists on dealing with Washington will end badly and is dirty business. So, Gunn leaves Rocky for good. Adrian attempts to confront him, but unfortunately his frustration boils over. So, she reasons with him, telling that Tommy never had his heart and spirit, something that he can never learn. So, Rocky embraces Adrian and begins to pick up the pieces. After finding Robert hanging out on a street corner smoking a cigarette, he apologizes to his son. They mend their broken relationship. So, Gunn fights Kane for the heavyweight title as Rocky watches on the tube, still rooting for his protege. Gunn wins the fight with a first round knockout, but is jeered by spectators for leaving Rocky and hounded by reporters after the fight. Gunn gives all the praise and credit for his success to, George Washington Duke, which only fans the flames of contempt for Gunn by the fans and media. He insists that Kane was nothing but a paper champion because Kane did not win the title from Balboa. Well, they claim he will never be the real champion unless he fights a worthy opponent such as Rocky. They drive the point home when one reporter announces a Rocky Balboa he'll never be. So, Gunn's incensed by this, and Washington convinces him that he will need to secure a title fight with Rocky to refute the notion that he's not the real champion. So they show up at a local bar with a live TV crew to goad Rocky into accepting a title fight, but he declines, though, and tries to reason with him, but Gunn rebukes it and calls him weak, prompting Paulie to stand up for his brother-in-law. And when Gunn punches Paulie, Rocky challenges Gunn to a street fight. Tell him that his ring's outside. Now I'm getting to the last bit. You got 5 seconds to stop this before I go in to the last bit. Okay, you've been warned. Because like I said, this isn't really my favorite of the franchise here, but I'll explain about that later. Despite Washington's warnings to keep the fight in the ring, Gunn accepts. So Rocky knocks him to the ground with a quick flurry of punches, but Tommy gets up and attacks Rocky from behind, seizing the upper hand. But Rocky is seemingly being down before he hears the voice of his late great trainer urging him to get up and continue the fight to go just one more round. So Rocky gets up, and with Robert, Paulie, and the neighborhood crowd cheering him on, he defeats his former protege. And Gunn is escorted by the police. Washington threatens to sue Rocky if he touches him, but after a brief hesitation, Rocky knocks him onto the hood of a car and quips, "Sue me for what?" And months later, Rocky and Robert explore the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and Rocky gives his son Rocky Marciano's cufflink given to him years ago as a gift from Mickey. The film ends with a shot of Rocky's statue looking out over the Philadelphia skyline. And that's how the story goes. Now, most fans of the Rocky franchise have defended this and consider it their favorite. Well, I hate to say this, but I wasn't really big of Rocky Five. It's okay, but the story could use a little more spin and polish and what have you. Though I still like those Slice performance. Most of the cast was hit or miss. I mean, I appreciate his son Sage being in this and what have you, but well, that's all I would tell you. Yeah, so the story could have used some more tweaking and what have you. The cast was hit or miss. More hit than miss. John G. Avildsen, I appreciate him being back and what have you. Did pretty well on it. The soundtrack wasn't too bad here, although despite it didn't feature Gonna Fly Now, just like the last movie. Well, full version with lyrics is not heard. However, an instrumental horn version is played during the early scene where Rocky gets off the airplane and at the end of the movie after Rocky defeats Tommy. So, that's all I can say. You do hear other versions, and you also hear the tune Measure of a Man, which was co-written and performed by Sir Elton John, which he co-wrote with Tim Rice and Alan Menken. Now, the question is, would I recommend Rocky 5? Not really. Not unless if you're a completionist and what have you. If you want to see Rocky 5, then by all means, go. Just give it a try. And if you don't like it, well, yeah, this isn't really my favorite of the franchise. Like I said, it's okay. The story could have been a little better and what have you. But that's all I'm going to tell you. So anyway, what did you think of Rocky 5? Is it your favorite or is it one of your least favorites of the franchise? Please feel free to tell me in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel as well and be a part of the Big D Nation. Thank you again for watching. Join me again next time when I review Rocky Balboa, and which that'll be coming up later tomorrow. But early, well, maybe not early, but tomorrow morning. Look for a review of the latest movie I went and saw in the theater, which was The Call of the Wild, which I went and saw yesterday. I am going to go ahead and do a vid review since I've already done a written review on Letterboxd. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you again for watching. Now, if you liked what you saw, you can check out these other Rocky reviews. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Rocky 2. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of Rocky 3, which I did yesterday. And the bottom left-hand corner is my review of Rocky 4 that I did earlier today. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe for more fun with moi, the Big D. And if you can, please tell your fellow YouTube subbers, if you can, please tell them about my channel. I would appreciate having some more subbers. Because I'm 19 away from 200, and I'd like to get to it before the end of next month, or by maybe by the end of April. You just do whatever you think you gotta do, okay? I'm not really going to ask y'all. There's no rush, okay? Thank you again for watching my Rocky 4 review. Not Rocky 5 review. My apologies. I got carried away. Thanks again for watching my Rocky 5 review. Sorry for sounding like a broken record. Until next time on the Big D saying see ya.